Alrighty, hey there, I'm Robbie Schultz, and this is my great old Uncle Bob, my grandmother's younger brother. At least it ain't the older brother.
Oh, Josh, here we go.
Well, hey, today we are gonna show y'all how to do pulled pork. And it is probably one of the easiest and most forgiving cuts of meat out there, right on top?
Pretty easy to do.
It's hard to mess up. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you mess up, you want it to.
You have to try hard to mess up, right?
Yeah.
Well, so what we got here is a pork butt. Now, Uncle Bob, tell us something about a pork butt.
Pork butt don't come off the butt of a hog.
It don't have nothing to do with the rear end of a hog, does it?
That's a ham back there.
That's right. Pork butt comes at the top of the shoulder right here. And we love cooking them with the bone in. I think the bone gives it much more flavor and everything. And what we do, we've got our whole line of seasonings here. We just use the brisket and rib rub to go on here. I call it brisket, rib, and butt rub tonight. But we've got that available on bearcreeksmokehouse.com. Click the link below if you want to look at some of this stuff and order it. So what I'm gonna do, Uncle Bob, pass me that Possibles bag.
These folks don't go with a possible bag.
Well, when me and Uncle Bob are riding out here on the ranch, we carry a Possibles bag with us, and I'll show you. We like to keep a couple of gold coins, some ammo, and a little bit of beef jerky. We never know when we're gonna get hung out with them cows down there. But the main thing is we always make sure having our Possible bag is at Bear Creek brisket and rib rub. Uncle, get this hog rubbed down.
Alrighty. It's a big old thick piece of meat, so you don't have to be stingy with the rub.
That's right. So it's a big, thick, dense piece of meat, and it will hold lots of rub. And it takes a pretty good bit of rub to go on here to get it to go all through the meat. Uncle Bob, you're doing good. You need some help?
Wanking this something about that.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm happy to do it. All right, here we go.
Get plenty on there.
That's looking pretty. I wish we had old Wilbur in here. Wilbur would like that, but well, he needs it to be seasoned.
However, it probably does. We'll dash right over to this side,
Okay.
and we'll have it.
All right.
You want to cook this butt with the fat side turned up now.
Okay. Okie dokie. Look, here's a little old spot right here, Uncle Bob. Look, I'm a perfectionist. Let's get some right up under yonder. There you go.
We'll put a few crumbs on there.
That looks good. Okay. So, Uncle Bob, tell us what you suggest cooking this at and for how long and all that good stuff.
Well, cook it about 250, 275 for about 8 hours, but you want to get him up to 200 degrees. And at 200 degrees is where he's got to be for that bone to let loose. You got to be able to pull that bone and know he's done.
So when you pull that bone loose real easy like, you know those pork butts are ready.
They're ready.
Yep.
That'll be easy to shred, that boy.
Yes, sir. We got it all seasoned up. It's ready to go on the pit. I'm fixing to do the double doohickey tenderizer touch. Put her on there, bro.
I'm ready. Open that door. See you about 8 hours, buddy.
Let's look here, Uncle Bob. It's been about 8.5 hours. Those pork butts ought to be ready, and you know the one way to check them is just like going to the dentist and getting the soup full. If that bone pulls out there just right, easy like I know one of your old chiclets in there. Look, you got one. I think I might get a hold of. Anyway, if that bone slides right out, you know they're ready. Let's look see what we got. Woo! This ain't no hobby, boys. We do this for a living. Cooking good food is key to staying in business. Man, those briskets look good. I did a good job on them briskets, didn't I, Uncle Bob?
I think I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, hey, let's see if these pork butts are ready, guys. Okay, hold on with that. Let's see if this big molar is ready to come out.
Look at there.
Look at that. Just peel that off of there. See how easy that slides out?
Some of that gravy on there.
Yeah, that's cooked all. Anyway, that bone just as slick and clean as it can be. Let's see what this one's gonna do like. I think I'm pulling the wrong way, Uncle.
You can push it at you. Let's pull it.
My flyers, like. There it is. That come out just slick as a whistle. There it is, and woo, that stuff is hot.
That's gonna be a good meal right there.
That's gonna be a good meal. So what we're gonna do next is mix this with barbecue sauce and So this meat is nice and hot. It ought to shred really easy. And look, we're not gonna be using these.
That's what you shred them with, isn't it?
No, no. We're not gonna shred them with that. We are going redneck high tech, boys.
All right. That ain't how we do it.
That is something like how we're gonna do it. Like that will never work. Look how pretty. That's just like it's on a display in the front of Macy's down on Broadway in New York, right there.
I'm pretty sure that's not how we gonna do this. Boy, that looks good. You turn that drill up, you gonna blow that thing against the wall.
No, we ain't gonna do that though. You just gotta do a little sniffle, man.
Woo!
That smells
Get
good.
nibble off of it.
Yeah. All right, Uncle Bob, grab that thing.
I'll put it all will before you destroy it.
Attaboy. All right, let me get our pan over here. Go ahead and throw them in this pan right here, and then we gonna put a shredding on. Attaboy. Attaboy. We ain't like
That's a gravy right there.
that's the gravy. My old granddaddy said that the profit's always down close to the bone. You can't waste no meat.
And the flavor is too.
All right, y'all follow me. We're gonna go over here and shred this pork butt. All right, boys and girls, here we go. We got our redneck high-tech pork butt shredder here and a Milwaukee drill. Here we go. We fixing to get after it. Look at that, Uncle Bob, the way that shredded it up. And look, folks, you got to kind of leave this thing on low power because it will swing it on the walls if you let it.
You kind of turned this into a construction job, didn't it?
Yeah, you're my assistant, Uncle. But look at all that good bark on there that's mixing in with that. Man, that looks good. And once we get this done, we'll get back up there on the counter and we'll add our Bear Creek BBQ sauce to it. Now, you could leave it just like this to make your sandwiches out of. I like to go ahead and mix the barbecue sauce with it. And that way, when you put it on the bun, it's nice, moist, and juicy and ready to eat. All right, Uncle Bob, now we're fixing to transfer this meat over to that round pan where we add our Bear Creek BBQ sauce to it. Go ahead and let's do a cram first. Attaboy. Woo, look at that steam coming off of there. That's what you call some hot butt. Oh, Bob, turn loose. I'm gonna see if I like this. Attaboy. Attaboy. Go get the barbecue sauce. That ain't gonna let you do that. All right, great, Uncle Bob. We're fixing to get ready now. We got our pork butt all shredded up. We're fixing to get some Bear Creek BBQ sauce. You got a gallon of it. We're gonna pour that on there. Go ahead and add it. I'm gonna try to do the double dookie and stir this stuff up. Now, folks, this is when you want your wife, your neighbors, your kids to all pull their socks and shoes off and get in there with both feet, just like a grape stalk, and help you get this mixed up. I'm doing it with gloves in my hands. All right, here we go. That is looking pretty. What do you think, Uncle?
I think you better watch the front door if you don't want your neighbors over.
I heard that. Yes, sir. Dead bogus. Okay, I think that's just about the right consistency right there. We can come in and get a good view of that is.
That does look good.
Yes, sir. You know why? Because it is good.
It's gonna be good. Why don't you use your little old double dookie again?
Well, we've got it shredded pretty good, and I am a good mixer. I'm a professional mixer. All right, there we go. All right, Uncle Bob, we're about to wrap it up here, but we've got on the link below, you can click it. We've got all the barbecue needs. We've got the spices, the rubs, the barbecue sauce, and then we've got all the swag. We've got all kinds of hats, lots of shirts to choose from. Just click on the link below and get yours today. But the final thought is be kind, be considerate, and be barbecuing. See you next time.